Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today we are unboxing the 2021 Goal Digger Planner from MiGOALS or MiGOALS. Not really sure how that's pronounced. I did not know that this brand or this planner existed until this year. For those who don't know or haven't been following my channel, I used to use the Erin Condren planner. I used it this year and I just feel like my needs for a planner have kind of evolved. So I wanted to try something new. And I found this. I found people who really loved it and I thought, you know what, let's go for it. Let's try it. So I'm hoping everything's in frame. I'm filming with my phone, not my camera, so hopefully we're all good. But this on the back of the box says New Year's, new feels, new chances, new dreams, new start. So the point of this planner is kind of to help you plan goals and achieve those goals. On the back here, it kind of tells you what's going on. I'm not going to read that to you. If you want to read it, you can pause this video. Just FYI, this planner does come from Australia. I live in the US, which means that this planner took about a month to arrive. I believe I ordered it on the 25th and it arrived, I ordered it the 25th of November and it arrived today, which is the 28th of December. So this is what it looks like. I chose the pink. There are other colors, I think like black and maybe there was a blue or something. I'm just gonna check that this is in frame real quick. Yeah, we're gonna scoot that over. There we go, we should be good for the rest of the video. So it comes with this little card that says your future depends on what you do today. And it gives you 3 ways to get more done. Make it a habit to plan your day. Focus on major tasks, not minor tasks, and remove yourself from distractions. That is probably the one I have the hardest with. And it looks like they have a how-to page to find out how to most effectively use the diaries, planners, and journals. Maybe I'll check that out later. Then we just have this blank page. Right here, it has this little guy. So it says 2020 was a tough year for all mankind, but throughout the crisis, I hope we learned more about who we are and what really matters most to all of us. 2021 is a brand new year and another opportunity to start fresh, rebuild, and refocus our energies towards becoming the best version of ourselves. As always, it won't be easy and there will be obstacles and challenges thrown our way, but I can assure you, if you are willing to push through and get out of your comfort zone, you will make progress towards your goals and come out stronger, better, and happier. And then here you sign this page, basically saying you're committed to turning my dreams into reality, blah, blah, blah. This is their kind of mantra, I guess. This cannot be the year of talking, of wishing, of wanting. This has to be the year you get it done. I like that quote. Very applicable. So this is a part of the planner that I thought was interesting. So it kind of tells you things that need to be done. So you have your core values, purpose, toolkit for success, review the wins and lessons learned in 2020. You can rate your life, which I think is funny. Complete your 5-year plan and get inspired. So this is where this planner is really set apart from the other planners. I haven't seen any other planners that have this kind of thing in it. And that's very much where my need to buy this came from, because it's just so interesting and I feel like it's a good way to kind of learn about myself and decide what I'm going to do this year. It's a good way to set resolutions and then have some way to actually follow through with them and kind of be held accountable for it, I guess. So here it says the core values. So you're supposed to fill in your core values and things that help you make the decisions that are right for you. I feel like this is gonna be personal, so I'm probably not gonna show you guys me filling this out, but it is definitely an interesting thing to kind of think about. And here it has some questions for you to answer. I do feel like this planner is very much for anal retentive people who really like to plan every step of their lives, and I am one of those people. Here we have another quote, and then we have our toolkit for success. So we have accountability partners, dream team, things that make me happy, songs, things like that. I feel like some of these are things that I'm not going to be able to fill in immediately. Like when it comes to Dream Team, I don't know. People who can help me turn my dreams into reality. I really don't know who to put there, and I think that kind of also comes down to what are my goals and what are my dreams, and from there, maybe I don't know the person that I need at the beginning of the year, so I might need to come back and fill it in later. And I am someone who is a completionist, and it's going to be difficult for me not to fill in every single little thing, but I think it will be good for me to kind of stop and come back and do this slowly and mindfully. Then we have wins and lessons from 2020. This is something that I actually already was doing in my planners. I didn't have all of this, but I did have the things that I achieved. For the last, I don't know, I've only been on YouTube for 2 years, I guess. So I kind of track how my YouTube and Instagram growth have been, how many books did I read, things like that. So the important lessons I learned, that's probably a good one. 3 things I can't wait for, and then you get to rate 2020. That's gonna be an interesting one. 2020, honestly, for me, hasn't been a horrible year considering everything that's happened in the world. And then you can rate, it looks like, your relationships, health and fitness. This year, health and fitness have not been good. Career, business, finances, travel, adventures, spirituality. And then this is your future. So you have things that you say in 3 months' time, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years. And so this is kind of a long-term planner. But if I enjoy this year and I buy it again next year, it'll be interesting to come back to this page and compare exactly a year from now what I thought I would look like and where I actually am. 3 months I feel like is hard to fill in because it's such a short time period. I don't really know what to say for that. And 3 years and 5 years seems so far away. But I guess we'll see. And then we have these pages to do a vision board where you would draw or glue or tape images and inspiration. Again, I feel like this is one of those things that, while it might be nice to do it all now, it almost might be nice to do a little bit and then slowly, as things evolve, come back and write in quotes or things that inspire me instead of doing it all at the beginning of the year, because your vision can kind of evolve depending on what happens that year, as we've all seen with 2020. And then we have our goals. So it looks like it kind of tells you how to set goals. I'm not going to go through everything in here with you, but I will read it on my own time. So it says here, dream big, decide what it is you want and why you want it, write it down, make a plan, work on that plan every single day. So then we get into our short-term goals. So here it looks like you can get to write in your goal. The short is 1 to 12 weeks and medium is 3 to 6 months. And I kind of like that they question why you're doing this. So you get to say what it is, why you're doing it, what is the feeling I'm chasing, when do I want to achieve this goal, and then it gives you things to do. And I really appreciate this because I like to break down my to-dos into other to-dos. So like when I was in school, if I had a research paper to write, I would have a to-do that was to find my sources, and the one that was to take notes and then actually write the paper, do the bibliography, those kinds of things. So I really appreciate that. And then it has your 3 main key milestones, the outcome, the date completed, and a reward. So the reward, I'm not really sure. I guess if I'm working on a large commission, the reward would be a monetary value. If it's a personal project, the reward could be something that I choose to reward myself with. And then this is just going to be the same thing several times. And it looks like they give you space for 7 goals, which I feel like is relatively decent. And then we have our long-term goals. And for the long term, I think they give you more space and more stuff to fill in because, of course, it is a long-term goal. So we have the type of goal, medium or long. So I think in here we had the option for medium as well, but maybe if you had a less complicated medium, term goal, you could use this, and if you had one that was a little more extensive, you could use this, or if you think you're only gonna have very little long-term goals, you could use this instead of the short-term. If you know you're gonna have a lot of short-term, it's really up to you. So this whole page is for brainstorming and mind mapping. And then again, you get the what, like what is it? What is the feeling I'm chasing? Why, when, how, and your reward. And then you have your goal milestones and your key milestones. Again, this is something that I really need to like read through myself before I can probably explain it to you guys. Maybe once I figured out how I'm filling these in. If you want to see it, let me know and I can tell you how it goes. And then you have a goal review once you've completed the goal, which I like. It's always good to look back on things. And then we have space for a second long-term goal and a third long-term goal. And then we get into the actual 2021 planner. So we use quite a bit of space for just goal planning, looking back on the last year and deciding our core values and stuff like that. But I think that's really helpful to do in going into a new year to kind of evaluate where you are as a person. So the actual planner itself gives you this yearly calendar. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really ever use the yearly calendar. If I want to see a year at a glance, typically I just hop on Google Calendar on my phone. Important dates, I never know what to write because there's never enough space for me. So this page, honestly, for me, I understand a lot of people probably do like it, but it's not really my thing. If anything, maybe I'd write in work holidays or something. And then we have public holidays. So the thing with this though, is that the planner is from Australia and I live in the US. So some of these holidays I'm sure overlap, and it looks like they have US holidays, but there's also holidays on here that the US does not celebrate, like Harmony Day and stuff like that. So it's just something to keep in mind. And then we have 2021 at a glance, and I kind of feel weird about this page because the print is so big, and I'm not really sure why. It's like they didn't quite have enough to fill the page, so they just made it bigger. So how do I want to feel in 2021? Honestly, I don't know. What you're looking forward to, grateful for, habits I want to kick, habits I want to adopt. I don't know that I have a lot of habits I want to kick. For sure, I have some I want to adopt. Face my fears. That's a fun one. And then we get a space for a quote of the year. I feel like when I fill these things out, there's a lot of pressure for me to like pick something great. So I might pick a quote and write it kind of small, and as I come across quotes throughout the year, I'll either add it to here or the like, what was it? Or like this vision board as I go. And then we get a top 5 goals and places to visit. Now, I don't know how much I'll be filling in the places to visit. Currently in the US, we can't go anywhere except within the US. So, depending on what happens with COVID and everything, I don't know how much I'll be traveling. There are places I want to go. I just don't know if it's gonna happen this year. And then we get into monthly goals, it looks like. So for January goals, you have morning rituals, and then you get, so you get a goal, and then you get your focus. Again, this is where maybe going to their like how-to thing might be helpful, because you can see how they intended you to be using this. Because I would assume that these goals you pull from the goals that you set up back here, put them in, and then you write in your focus and what you're gonna do for that. But I'm not really sure how all that works. So then we have January, and I think it's funny, I didn't notice this before I bought it, but they give you more space on Saturday and Sunday to write stuff in, which it could or could not be a good thing. I don't know. I guess I probably do write in more on Saturdays and Sundays because normally that's when all the social events are. And typically during the week, it's just work stuff, which I don't typically put on my calendar, or my monthly calendar anyway. I'll put it on my weekly calendar. So I guess that's up to you whether or not you like that. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I guess we'll find out once I start actually using the planner. And then we get into the weekly planner, and this is where it really diverges from the Erin Condren planner that I was using before. So it has like a few lines, and then it has this space. And I think, I haven't 100% decided, but I think what I'll probably end up doing is writing down like appointments and work meetings and stuff like that on this side, and then the things that I want to do this day on this side. So if there's a task I want to complete, I'll write it down here. And then for the week, you also get a spot that says what you're grateful for, and you can track your habits. This for me is a really big one because in my Erin Condren planner, there's no space to do that. So what I would do is I would write down the habits, I would write down the days, and then I would highlight as I went. But I just really appreciate that it's already built in, which means that I'm saving time because I'm not having to create the habit tracker. I just get to fill it in. I get to write what my habit is and check it off when I'm done. And then we also have our weekly goals. So I guess that would be like the top 3 things you want to get done. And then you have your things to do. And again, I think we have the 1, 2, 3 to kind of prioritize your top 3 tasks. And then we also have notes. So obviously that can be whatever you want. You get to rate your week, and then you get to write down your top 3 wins. And I think it looks like you get a different little quote every week, which I did not realize until now. So of course, every week is the same. You just get that same thing over and over again. And then it looks like at the end of the month, you get a January review. So you get to look at the top 3 things you accomplished in the past month, how you feel about the progress of your long-term goals, what you're focusing on this month for each goal. So yeah, so the goals are meant to be at the beginning of this month. You're meant to be looking at your long-term goals, which, did they give us space for 3 of those? So let's go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you'll have space for 3 long-term goals. I don't quite know what those are gonna be for me yet. I have an idea for 1, and I'm not sure about the other 2, but you don't have to have them all filled in initially. You can start the year with 1 goal, and then later on, maybe in a few months, have another goal. And then what are my major challenges this coming month, and how will I overcome these challenges? And then you get a monthly mind map. I feel like what's probably gonna end up happening is, because I like to plan out my YouTube videos, I may use this to kind of plan out my month for YouTube videos. I was also thinking potentially for the months to get the little sticky notes and just kind of flag them where I want to edit or upload videos, because I always end up changing my mind and I don't like having to cross things off constantly. And then from there you get into the same kind of monthly thing with February, and every month I am guessing is going to be the same like that. So we're gonna fast forward through the end of the year. So after we get through the actual planner part, we get to the budget. So I don't know how I feel about this, if I'm being honest. So we have, each month gets a section, and we have income and expenses. So I already kind of have a budget system that works for me, but I think what I'm going to use this for is tracking all of my bills and things that like I have to pay. And initially what I want to do, especially for January, is to write down everything that I'm paying and see if there's anything that I can cancel. I feel like today in the world of subscription services, it's really easy to be paying for things that you don't actually use. So my intention is to go through, fill everything out, and see what of these can I cancel and save a little bit of money on. And then down here you can write down your total income, less total expenses, and the total. So then we get into lists. I mean, I guess you can write whatever you want here. It doesn't really say what to do with it, so you can make lists for anything. I might make a list of YouTube video ideas, because that is something that I've had in all my planners since I started YouTube. Not that I have anyone that's more important than others, but it's nice to just kind of keep track. And that way, if I don't know what to film, I can look at it and have some idea. And then we have just this blank page to do whatever. And then it looks like there's a bunch of note pages. So the ones on the right side are lined and the ones on this side are blank. So you can do whatever you want with. And I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing with those. And that is the end of the planner. It is a really pretty planner. It looks like it got a little scuffed up in transit, but it did come all the way from Australia to the US. So I suppose that's kind of to be expected. But it is pretty. I like it so far. Obviously, I haven't used it. Give me a few months if you would like to see a review of how I'm actually finding the planner in like 3-4 months. Let me know. Drop a comment down. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!